So in this video what we're going to learn about is we're going to learn about reduced echelon form and reduced row echelon form of a matrix. So what were the rules? If you remember from the last video, okay, there was a mistake in my last video and I want to clear that concept first, that if your final echelon form is if you look at here, if your final, to check, to verify that your final echelon form is correct, what you got to see is that when you come in your reduced echelon form, then your leading one, below your leading one there should be a 0. Okay, and what is the terminology in reduced row echelon form? In order to verify that the given matrix is in reduced row echelon form, you have to check that the leading one from the left side has a 0 above it. That was the concept I wanted to give you about this. Okay, now if you look at this question, what we did was we solved this procedure. Okay, now look at this matrix. We have 6, 8, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2 and 1. What we will do, in order to, we have to avoid fractions at any cost. If it is possible to avoid fractions, then we avoid fractions. Okay, so what we got to do is we have to multiply row 2 by -1 and add into row 1. What we'll get is 1, 7, 1 and 3. Okay, this thing will remain same, and after that what we do is our leading one is achieved right here. Then what we have to do is we have to know that 0 has to come below the leading one. Okay, so then what we do is we have our 1, 7, 1 and 3 over here, and what we do is we multiply row 1 by 5 and add it into row 2. Okay, now after adding into row 2 we have the answer 0, -34, 2 and -4. Okay, and after that we have to okay, so in order to check that our given answer is in reduced echelon form, we have to check that leading one should have a 0 beneath it. Okay, so this is your sort of reduced echelon form, and this is your reduced row echelon form. And how we check this final state is that we have to check that the leading one has a 0 above it. Okay, same is with this thing. We have done this procedure, and then we have to avoid fraction calculating simple, then we multiplied by this, we got this. Okay, another question: reduce the matrix this to reduce echelon form and reduce row echelon form. Step 1, leading row को 1 बनाना है. What is they're saying over here is that the leading row should have 1, so we have 1 already. Okay, now what we have to do is we will multiply this by -3 because we want 0 over here. Okay, so we multiply row 1 by -2 and add it into row 2 to get this thing. And then what do we do is we multiply this thing by -3. We multiply the row 1 by -3 and add it into row 3 to achieve this state. Okay, and then what we have to do is we have to multiply it by 1 over 4, then fraction will appear, then we'll multiply -4 and add into row 3, and it will be in this form. Now both the two rows are locked. If the row is locked, that means you cannot perform calculation on that specific row. Okay, and in order to check, I already told you that these two rules you have to check. So the final form would be having a 0 above it, but this right here is the reduced echelon form. So what is the condition for reduced echelon form? That the leading one should have a 0 below it. Okay,